When it comes to emergencies, a study from 2020 shows only about a third of Americans don't have money saved for one.
And with the wildfires in western Nebraska, as well as the pandemic and the current inflation, it's more important than ever that people save up an emergency fund. Matthew Mitleider has more on this and how you can prepare.
With wildfires raging in western Nebraska, flooding in Kentucky, and a myriad of other climate disasters across the country, new research shows that many Americans are vulnerable and unprepared for these disasters. The latest FEMA report from 2020 shows that a third of Americans have no money set aside for an emergency. They also report that only 77% of households have homeowners or renters insurance, and 22% have a flooding policy of some kind. The number of billion-dollar weather or climate disasters in the U.S. has increased greatly since the 1980s, according to a federal government report, making it even more important that Americans save for disasters. Researchers say there have been positive shifts in individuals' intentions to prepare, but getting started with savings can be difficult. I spoke to Eli Mardok, a financial advisor with Stonebridge in Lincoln, who explained what the average person can do to start saving their money and setting aside an emergency fund.
If you're a person that finds yourself in a situation where you're not earning as much as you had, maybe your income is decreased, really the best thing you can do is to go through your budget with a fine-tooth comb and remove anything that really is unnecessary. Be very methodical about it. In fact, I'd say be really ruthless about it and really focus on the fixed expenses that you have to pay every month.
Mardok also says with interest rates rising, the cost of borrowing money is going to go up, which means taking out a loan or spending money you don't have is not going to be an option during an emergency. He says even if it's a small amount, like $10 or $20, any amount you can put into savings every month will help with an emergency down the line.
If you're working on tip income, you really have to plan out what you have coming in on average, and whatever, say your tips for a shift are $150 or $100, take 5 to 10% of that and put it away.
Mardok says before you work on any other investments or retirement funds, everyone should try to set up an emergency fund to start saving and try to have 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside. This is Matthew Mitleider, Channel 8 News.